Just because Roz has more underscores in her name doesn't mean I can't take it.
The battle of the underscores.
There's now little models of all the things we've cleaned. I
Oh,
just stumbled in
look.
and realized this. Yeah, there's little models of all the things we've cleaned.
That's really cute. I like that. Although that shelf is very empty, isn't it?
It really is. There's a lot of open slots on this shelf.
So, it's been a month-ish. About
Has
a
it?
month.
About a month.
Has anything exciting happened in your in a month?
In a month. I think so. I know, like it's kind of normal. We're getting ready for the American Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
which is coming up this week. We're probably going to have a friend over
Ooh.
for this one. So Sage and Oracle are actually getting ready to go out grocery shopping. They are preparing. So if you hear the shenanigans in the background, it's the two of them getting ready to go shopping.
That's exciting. I was heavy lurking,
Lurking.
but I was there in the shadows.
You may or may not have been counted as a viewer, depending on what Twitch is doing with lurkers on any given day.
Well, any given moment with Twitch, isn't it?
I know. It's really interesting watching all the back and forth, and then just watching the Zach Bussey shared a video of Mike Minton, as he says, Mikey Minty, the chief product officer, talking about it, which answered some questions but just raised more,
As they do.
as they do.
Twitch likes to think it's helping, and then it's just like, well, actually, you've just caused more confusion.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So,
what were we talking about?
I, very recently, I doubt I will get in, but I have applied to a Twitch stream team.
Noise.
I came across them on Blue Sky, and it just so happened that they had their applications open. And they seem like a pretty cool little team, so I thought I'd throw my hat in and see what happens.
Oh, totally. I debate just like trying to collect stream teams like Infinity Stones.
But yeah, I'd like to get involved with a little team. I think it's team time.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a good, at least again based off of my limited experience with it. It all depends on the team, and each one is going to be very different in what the experience is and what you get out of it, what you put into it. Your mileage will vary. I'm not even going to say may, it will. So that's fine, but it can be pretty good. At least for giving you someone to give you more targets to raid out to.
Well, yeah, that's another thing as well. I find that everyone I followed either doesn't stream at the times I do, or they just don't stream at the times I do. Anyone that I'd raid anyway. I know it sounds really awful, but some people are just.
It's the reality of it, though. Certain streamers you just aren't going to raid,
And it's not that I don't enjoy their content, it's just that it's not the right content for the raid, if you know what I mean.
I think that there's a certain part of it. You like green for your grind pole? Yeah. Oh my god, okay. Tangent. Ignorable. I saw someone that had green screen green for their grind pulse, and they used it with their chroma key, so their model would show up in the grime when they did the grime.
Oh, I love that.
They had a lot of fun with their model showing up on the things they were cleaning.
That's fantastic.
I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. Oh, with finding people to raid. I like part of the problem is, especially for people again, if you're like me and you stream at the end of your day and then I'm usually scrambling to go to bed afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of streamers at that time. I'm usually going to bed. I watch streamers earlier in the evening. So there's less of a chance unless they just happen to run longer of me naturally finding people to raid that way. Or like I'll lurk people during the afternoon while I'm working, and then it's like, all right, cool. Well, are you are you even streaming past the time I begin?
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Yeah. That's I never actually thought about it like that with because obviously I'm watching people for when I'm awake and not for when I'm going to bed. So
Yeah.
no, I don't. Monday's generally streaming when I'm finishing. She's sort of starting up and doing her thing,
Yeah,
which is always
that's a
good.
nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with Monday and raiding Monday, but I would like to find a few more targets.
You do want variety, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to just always raid out to the same person. Unless it's me, in which case you always want raid out to me. No, not even that.
I used to stream at a specific time because I knew I could raid out to you.
Was this when I used to stream on the weekends?
This was
no, this was other time. Oh, this
I used
this
to
was
stream Fridays and make sure I went
back in
long
the
enough
day.
for you to
Gotcha.
start streaming.
Yeah.
And now I don't do that, so soz.
And I know, yeah. Cool story, right? You love it. Yeah, variety's good unless it's food. Stable dietism for the win. Yeah, I will happily eat most of the same stuff my entire life.
Oh yeah, same. Only recently have I started broadening my horizons, and Nomadics is like, "You're eating that?" I'm like, "Yes, it's actually quite nice." Shut up.
Yes. I'm working on expanding my food tastes and things for health reasons. Not easy.
It's not easy. Not easy at all.
Oh, I got a ding.
Congrats, you're well done.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, it's a shame really that starter packs aren't so much of a thing on Blue Sky anymore.
Yeah, they were there for a hot minute, and then like that they, and now they're not. You know,
It's
really good when
internet.
Yeah, like when people join Blue Sky, they're good, and so as we get the influx of people from various other social media sites who may not be, owned and run by, bad people.
That may or may not contain one letter as their name.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
used
have
to
no
be a
idea
bird.
Yeah.
Cesspool.
Yes. AKA the Nazi bar, yes. And so you get those occasions. But yeah, I've noticed like I somehow managed to get myself to 1,000 followers on Blue Sky. I don't know. I mean, I know kind of how, but like it's not 1,000 actual people following me. Because yeah, no.
Yeah,
and
but
thank
is it
you.
ever is it ever actual people,
Yeah.
You sort of take
And yeah, like do I see that level of interaction in my posts? No. I see a lot more than on any other site, but not 1,100 people's worth. Oh god, what are these buttons? How do they work?
Blue Sky for me is such a sometimes I can go absolutely blow it out the water. Everyone loves what I'm doing, and then the next day I'll get like nothing. And it's just it's the same thing near enough. What is wrong?
I know. I feel like that's one of those things with just social media in general. Is like it's so finicky.
Yeah.
It's so freaking finicky.
Those who have got it, and those who don't. will
Yeah.
forever try.
Yeah.
I'm one of those that don't.
Yeah, I just try not to be too snarky because I realize that my default is to be very snarky about things, and I'm like, most people don't get one, that I'm being snarky, or two, know how to handle that type of snark, so I tone it down a lot, an awful lot.
I find now and again snarky posts are what people interact with most.
Yeah, I could see that.
Quite often it's you're saying what they wouldn't, what they'd
Yeah,
like to, but they won't.
there is a certain amount of that. Yeah, yeah.
You
I'm gonna
don't
blame
think
Ross.
Powerwash 1 is as fun? Oh, I really
Oh,
liked
that's what I was
Powerwash
like. What does
1.
PW1 mean? Like, what are we talking? I think I have Power Washer 1 on my backlog, because this has been fun. Because I enjoyed like the cleaning aspect of Crime Scene Cleaner, and I've still played it a little bit off stream, and it's been fine. So it's like I'd love to do something similar. Granted, assuming the laptop can play it, that's the whole other problem with it now. So yeah, I just put that on my list. That's my story. I realize I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah.
Rambling is
And
good.
Viscera cleanup duty and a few others as well. Is it generally agreed that it's like the ZH is the Z sound?
I think
me and
so.
that was the topic I prepared for stream today, by the way, was to talk about the how do you spell the Z in Wuzher. I am 100% not joking about that either.
I didn't think you were.
Yep. That's the high quality content that Red brings to other people's streams.
I mean, listen, at least you prepared a topic to talk about today. I'd put Zeds in it, I think.
Okay. This is like borderline on Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
You've heard it from a Brit now. Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Yes.
Worcestershire.
Call it Worcester sauce. So yeah, I think Worcester is probably a perfectly acceptable way to say it too.
It is. Worcester is correct. Worcester sauce. From Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
I was just thinking, I would like a company to reach out to me to make a sauce, and I would call it Worcester sauce.
The dream sponsorship. There you go.
Is sauce.
Is yeah. I mean, people will sell all kinds of things.
When I'm cleaning windows.
I do like that. That's your song that plays before these streams.
I do like to try and
Very.
sync my song ship in with the stream. Talking of streams, guess
we should do one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time. Guess who's not only got herself back into it, but got Meg into it as well. Oh, DBD.
You're back in your DVD bullshit.
I am.
Nice.
And I've shown Meg the ropes.
Yeah. I remember your earlier DBD era.
No,
DBD is nuts, makes you swear a lot. Yeah, I mean, like any good game, if it's not making you swear, then what are you even doing?
I do love some dubbers. There's so much has changed of it now as well. It's got Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's in there as a killer now.
I'd heard that they'd gotten some of those.
He killed me last night. You could get me on a long rant about content.
Oh, I kind of want to.
Especially when it's... Can you call... No, I've got to be careful. So... is it?
No, I'm just staying out of your way, giving you enough rope to hang yourself. I mean,
Here's the rope. Ask me if you need more. Listen. Right. So there's different types of content stealing, isn't there? There's being inspired by someone's content and using it in your own way, how you like to.
yes,
But you should ask. Yeah? I think
I
especially
think
if okay, let me change my opinion slightly. You should ask if you have a certain sort of level of relationship with that person. You know, you're not necessarily friends, but you're very much within the same circles.
yeah, I think that yeah, if mm, well, yes,
You
yeah,
know what I'm talking about.
I
Because
think
I'm
so.
bitter and old and can hold a
Oh yeah,
grudge,
yeah.
apparently.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think that there is a certain amount where it's like, yeah, and I think nearly every time the answer is going to be yes.
Yeah.
But there's just that still like I am acknowledging to you, and I think it's a form of potential flattery of like, yes, I would like to use this idea because I've had plenty of people say that about my stuff, and I'm like, yeah, very few things on my stream are original thoughts that I have had, but I still think that there's something to say about like, no, I like this and I'd like to use it.
I think certain things should be left alone. Like, it's a bit different if you like, oh, I like someone's channel point redeem. I might steal that. You know, it's a drop in the ocean. Do you know what I mean? No one is caring about channel points. But
No, I mean, yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
to straight out steal what I would like to call pretty unique ideas for content and then pass them off as your own and make it really shit. That's where I
That's
get a bit pissed off.
and yeah, I think that the passing them off as your own also crosses a line.
Yeah.
Because again, I happily borrow ideas from all kinds of places, but at no point do I claim, oh, I came up with this. No, I'm like, no, I
No.
saw someone else do this, and I'm trying to implement it for myself. You know.
Credit where it's due and all that. And then when you're
Uh,
confronted about the problem, to outright deny it as well, that's what gets me.
yes, agree. Yeah, exactly. And Monday, it's so cool to shout out ideas by others. Yeah, a Moon Tea joke, fantastic. Exactly. Exactly. I think it is a great way to just be like, I appreciate this person's content, and then I do agree. Like, hey, you could be like, do you mind if I use that if there is some type of proximity, familiarity, or something like I'm not going to ask I some pick big name streamer. I don't want to name drop anyone because I'll probably pick someone really bad. To be like, hey, do you mind if I use this stuff? Because they'd be like, first off, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And second off, like I don't know. They might not know how to take that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like if I messaged, I don't know, BB Jess, I was like, hey, I really like
yeah.
your content. Can I
Oh my
start doing this? She'd be like, firstly, who the fuck are you?
I had given myself a New Year's resolution one year to work on making my Discord a first class landing place. Like something that people don't just check. After they've checked everything else, but something that they try to look at. They go into Discord to check my. I don't know what I could have done to do that. I don't think I succeeded in any way, shape, or form, and that's okay. And that's okay.
I think it's as much about who's in there as what's in there, you know?
Yeah, and there's even it comes. You can have the right people in there, but it just never clicks. There's also that just X factor that comes in.
Yeah.
Not the Twitter, but just there's just something about like it's just the perfect storm of things, and then it just kind of pops off. Yeah, the vibes are in art. Yeah, and I know that like to a certain extent, once you can sort of hit critical mass, before that point, like you kind of gotta work yourself to make the Discord a place, or really any social online space. Because once upon a time, back where I actually first met Orpax, I played a lot of Team Fortress 2, and I ended up starting and running a Team Fortress 2 clan. That kind of like it wasn't a huge thing. We had I think at peak we had a little bit over 100 active members. But like we had a little forum space, and the forums were actually used a decent amount. Like people came in and posted stuff. I ran a PHP forum on some, I don't remember what. So, but yeah, like in that moment, I kind of had a feel for the zeitgeist of that little space of the internet. We had a certain member that people that drew a lot of people in. And so in that moment, it's like, okay, we need to get this member in our server playing, and then this member in our forums interacting, and as well as me and a few other people that we had sort of deemed as leadership in there interacting and doing stuff. And then it kind of took off to the point where people started to organically post on their own, and that's when it's like, cool, we've kind of made it now. But like how to recreate that, no freaking clue. Absolutely no clue.
Network is what they say, isn't it?
Yeah.
But honestly, who's got the time to be that social?
I know. Yeah, but there just hits a point where like, yeah, and now the conversation's taken off, but you kind of have to make it a space for conversing, but you can't force it because people recognize that, and it's got to be things that people and you get just the right group of people in place or something. But I think I don't think people have the stomach for signing up for a lot of different places anymore. I think that we've gone centralized, and it's going to be that way for a little while.
That's the thing as well, isn't it? Like Discord has the use of Discord has changed in the past few years as well. I feel like the way people use it, they don't. It's not the place anymore. You know,
and like it's a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Like Oracle's a great like sounding board for what other people use these things as. Or Oracle being very much like Gen Z, Gen Alpha cusp, and uses Discord a lot, but in completely different ways than I do. You know, like for me, it's like, yeah, let's join servers, let's try to find communities. Whereas for Oracle and them, it's like, no, we have just a few servers where all of our friends are, but otherwise it's a lot of DM conversations with friends.
okay.
And doing that, and then the occasional server for like, oh yeah, I'll go join around this game that I'm looking for people from, but it's not nearly in the way that like for me. Granted, also part of it is me, like I just avoid social interaction like the plague. Try to set up a forum for your EAA chapter, but no, yeah, because like forums just aren't as much of a thing.
You like Minecraft?
I do. I'm scared where this conversation's going, but yes, I do.
I think I might want to try Minecraft. Basically, all it is, Big Small watches people play Minecraft almost daily, and it drives me up fucking wall. But here we are.
This is by far the best reason to play Minecraft here because you want to entertain your child. Go on, no, please.
There was this group of people, and they were building these like what I can only describe as castles, and then suddenly I go, I want to build a castle, and now I want to play Minecraft so I can build a castle.
Okay. Give me a second. I need a drink. Yeah, I'm not dying of laughter over here. It's fine. Right. Yes.
That's all I want. I just want to build a castle.
Yeah. So you'll likely need to just go to Microsoft's store, probably the one in Windows, and you purchase Minecraft there. And honestly, like, okay, so Minecraft nowadays is like so many different things. It is just like the very simple, like, yeah, Minecraft and stuff. But then there's so much modding around it and everything. And so, uh, yeah, I recommend. I don't even know if there's a distinction between the versions anymore, but there is there's the Minecraft Java version, which is sort of like the more official, the one that's been out longer and the one that's better supported. So if you pick up that one, and then a lot of it is going to depend on who you're, if you're playing with people, who you're playing with, and what mod pack setup, whatever they're using. In which case, hey, talk to them about how to get it going. But if you just want to do it by yourself, just go find Minecraft and start a creative world for building. Because that way you don't have to worry about, running around, survival. You can just have unlimited access to all the resources you would ever want and all the blocks you'd ever need, and you just build. So you can build however big you want to, however, styles you want to. Um, but yeah, that's the way to get into it that way. Is you just start with, just go in, purchase Minecraft from the Microsoft store, and then just kind of go to town.
Just
If that
have
makes
at it.
sense. Yeah.
I literally just
Assuming
want to
that
build a
makes sense.
castle.
Yeah, which honestly, like, yeah, if that's all you want to do by yourself is just build, yeah, it's very possible. And you can like fly, you can just float around the world and do the things you need to do in it. It's actually very easy to get in now. It's a lot to build. The builds take a while, especially without any extra tooling or anything. You got to place every individual block, but you can get pretty fast at it. So
Yeah. No, I said to her the other day, I was like, oh, that's a cool building. She was like, yep. I was like, okay. I was like, I
yeah,
want to
more of a
build a
let's build type
castle.
thing. Yeah, like it can be fun to do. I actually, many years ago, way before I'd even seriously been on Twitch as a viewer, let alone as a streamer, even more so as a Red Panda. I like to do Minecraft builds, and I did a build. I recreated. There's this famous for the area that we were in, mansion where we grew up in, and I recreated that based off of, we had taken a couple of tours, holiday tours and stuff, and they hand out little maps of the grounds of the house, and so I sort of took what those were, and I turned it into a little house.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, it was a
cool.
big house, but I turned it into a house. I still have it somewhere in set of files, something. Yeah, exactly. As Tuesday's saying, like, you can just start by building in what is known as vanilla Minecraft, and then if you want to get fancier, you can go for mods. But I would definitely recommend start with just vanilla. Start up a creative world, and then just build. You know, you can
Maybe I
even,
will.
yeah, you could even, like, in the setup of the world, you can have it so that way it's just a flat world with no like biomes or features or anything. And so that way you can just literally get in and build on a flat world space. Yeah, because I know that in Minecraft, like, I tend to lately play these ridiculously complicated mod packs because that's what is fun for me lately in Minecraft. But there is by no means, it's by no means necessary to do that.
Yeah, I have to say, I never overly paid much attention to Minecraft.
Yeah,
It was just, I was like, oh, I don't know, not really my sort of thing. But actually,
yeah,
watching these YouTube videos with the big one, I'm kind of
yeah.
like, okay, you're capturing my attention now.
you can kind of see what the appeal is a little bit.
Oh
Totally.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, Minecraft can be so many different things.
She's
It's
been
not like any
so
one
she's
thing.
loved Minecraft for years now, and I've just
Yeah.
never really paid any attention to it. To be honest, I'm like, you have fun,
Which is fair, yeah. I mean, it does have the reputation of being a game for kids,
but
even though it is not specifically for that. It just is such a wonderful creative space that I think the young minds work better with that unbound creativity than adults who crave a little bit more structure in what their creativity is.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that there is something. I don't know. I don't have any like official thoughts on this, but I feel like there are certain like the adult brain, we've sort of like conditioned the unbounded creativity out of ourselves. And I don't think that's a good thing. So we kind of want wait, what's the rules? What's the structure of what I'm interacting in? I think it's really hard to get that back. But I think we should. I think we
oh
should
absolutely.
work to do that. Get
Yeah,
that
we
thing.
as adults we sort of need the structure, don't we? And that's
Yeah.
sad. Everything needs a rule, and well,
Yeah, I really do think that being able to get back to that sort of unbound creativity is would be a good thing for a lot of people. As I try to think about some of the more creative goals that I have for myself and things that I'd like to be able to do, if I could tap into that again, it would help a lot. As
yeah,
as opposed to those voices that are always like, "No, this is not good. This is gonna fail." And it's like, I haven't even tried yet. Yeah, I could fail, but I'd learn and then have that experience for the next time I try, or I might not fail. So brain, fuck off, please.
do you think there's benefit to stream teams, or do you think that it's just one of those
I
things?
think you get out of them what you put into them. It is nice to have a group of people that very likely have similar interests or similar styles to you, sort of like at the ready. But I think if you're just expecting to join a stream team and see instant growth from it, I think you need to change your expectations. Um, the value that I've seen, and granted, as someone who hasn't taken full advantage of the teams that I am on, um, ranging from one of the official Twitch teams, which is basically like a lot of people, um, down to a mid-sized, very large team that has the entry for the barrier for entry is on the floor, to
Mm.
one then that was much more like, no, we're not going to like be really stringent, but we don't want to let everyone in, and then and then the drama that happened. But the point is, like, there's each one has a Discord, and there's like communities associated with it, so you can go into those places and be like, hey, is someone, I'd like to play this with people, and that the people there are 90% chance you could be like, all right, these are good people. There's a chance there could be a few disagreements or slight differences of styles, but you have a group of people there, and it's better than a support for support Discord, because those are crap. Those are
Oh
absolute,
yeah.
yeah. But it's like what those wanted to be, but with people who will actually be like, no, let's do this, and put in the work and are willing to collaborate and look at it as more of a partnership kind of a thing, rather than people that are just looking to find viewers, which again, there are no viewers in those places. So so yeah, I think if that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for, or even again, just like people to rate out to, or just to watch, yeah, I think that stream teams are worth it. I think they are.
Cause I back back in the day, in the before, I
Yeah.
messed around with the idea of making an unofficial stream team, and then obviously there was that one that
There was that one. I know we were in one that kind of was an unofficial stream team. Yes.
But that
And
was
then I
very
shut them. I just
much.
as soon as they're like, Yelly, we're giving you the Discord, I'm like, that's cool. I'm shutting it down because this is not what anyone wanted it to be.
Um,
Anyway, that's a story.
but yeah, I mean, now and again I toy with the idea, and I'm like, should I? Shouldn't I? Because the stream teams you're in, they're all like a partner runs them, their official team, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, so a partner started them, and then the partner can then hand off the ownership of the team to someone else.
Right.
So now, granted, the official Twitch run is run by Twitch. For the big one that I'm in, I assume a partner runs it, but I haven't been able to like the person that's in charge. I don't even know what their Twitch account is.
Mm.
So I think it's just more of like we have a Discord, and yes, we have a team associated with it, and we'll let literally anyone into it as long as you pass the bare minimum, like just a human sniff test. And then the other one, had a partner that started it, but then the partner got sort of cold feet, and then there was some drama back and forth. The partner handed it off, and now it's run by I think an affiliate now.
Yeah, I'd say that's that's what stopped me from doing it, because it was obviously I'm not a partner, and I'm like, I think there's still value to be had in a stream team that isn't run by a partner.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But
I think just having a stream team associated with your name does have a certain level of something that comes with it. It's just that a partner has to start it. But I don't think a lot of people realize that it can be a partner can hand off ownership of the team. Now, fun little bit of information that people didn't ask for, but you're going to get it because I'm aware of this stuff. A partner can start 2 stream teams, and that is it. And once they start 2, they can no longer create a third one. So
right.
once they've burnt their 2, that's spent.
It took me a long time to come to terms with posting on the internet, because I don't know how to post on the internet. What, am I just going to be like, oh, I just had a coffee, LOL? Do you know what I mean? But I literally am like, oh, just had a coffee.
It,
I
it turns out if some people care, some people don't.
Yeah, I lost my what's the word I'm looking for? My
Filter?
care, I suppose. Yeah, my filter.
Oh yeah, you're give
and
a
I
shit.
just
Yeah, that's.
I just post. Sometimes I post, sometimes I don't, and you get what you get.
Yeah.
Quality content always with me.
Yeah, for me it depends so much on like what's my energy of the day, and obviously I have weeks like this past one where it's like I have zero energy. I don't have, I can't be bothered to post shit. Then I have days like yesterday where it's like I'm gonna post all the things. No, I'm sorry, Friday, not yesterday. What are days? How do they work?
What is
The
time?
concept of time. Mega love join a stream team, but I feel too small. Imposter syndrome is a thing. The too small is absolutely not a thing. Like in general, it depends on the stream team itself.
Yeah,
I
some
applied
teams ask for a specific CCV,
yeah,
but a lot
like
of
I
teams
applied
don't.
for a very in the space that I exist in. I applied for a team that is very well known and has a certain amount of prestige that comes along with it, and I was not selected for it. Which is like that's a bummer, but at the same time, like yeah, I can understand that. But again, like there was no limit on CCV. There's plenty of partners in it, but there's also plenty of not partners in it. But I just didn't make the cut. And whenever it comes around again for the next wave, I'll try again. But that could be at minimum 6 months, if not over a year.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Is like if you do get turned down for these things, don't let it put you off, because just because you didn't get that one, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get another one. And
Yeah.
just because you didn't get that one that time, it doesn't mean you're not going to get another one next time.
Yeah.
and
If
so
anything,
on
my
and so
only
forth.
regret is that I didn't reach out to the leader of the team, the one who posts all this stuff, to be like, hey, could I get some feedback on what I can do so that way you notice me a little more in the future? But now, like that window is long since gone. I regret not doing that.
Mm.
Small regret, and like I feel like he's the kind of person who would either be like, yeah, I'll give you that information, or no, I won't, and not be like, you're weird. Why are you asking?
Mm.
You know.
You got to be able to take feedback when you do things like that, there, when you like.
I mean, and I understand if people are gonna not give you that like, yeah, not everyone can take honest feedback, and I like to think that I can, but you never know until you've heard it, and now you got to process it and deal with it.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? But when a person's opinion does not fact make.
Even if it is like, oh, this is the person that I want to, need to talk about this, doesn't matter. Just because they think that doesn't mean that it's de facto true about your space.
That's the thing about opinions, isn't it? We've all got one.
Yes, and mine is correct.
And mine is the good and right one.
Yeah, I'm like, if anything, I joke, like, people should never listen to my opinion. Or do, I don't know, I'm not a cop. Take it as just that, one red panda's opinion on the internet.
I was in a stream team once. It wasn't a very good one.
Was this the one group of streamers that we started?
No,
Or
this was something
official?
else. This was
Okay.
what you'd like to call it. Do you remember? The big raid.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, I remember that, and yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was this that person's team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember being absolutely thrilled for you that you got this like really big raid. In retrospect, opinions changed a little bit about that one, but
it wasn't such a big raid. It turns out.
it wasn't such a big raid. It wasn't someone you wanted to be associated with. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So that's a lesson in be careful who you associate with.
There really is that, and I will say, as someone who is not you in that situation, but then became aware of it through you, that's not something I pin on you.
No.
That's one where it's easy to say, because also like you never really closely associated with that individual. There was just like that moment of course, like getting caught up in the, oh my God, here is someone with a much larger audience that's now acknowledging my existence and giving me the potential gift of some of that audience. Like, yeah, absolutely gonna get caught up in that. But at the same time, like, yeah, but that also is not an endorsement of this individual in any way, shape, or form. Because you then didn't continue
a lot of oh, the UFO went flying away. There was a lot of posts about who was and wasn't affiliated with such and such person, and I very much just kept my mouth shut and quietly
honestly,
walked away.
Yeah. You can just kind of let the fact that you fly into the radar really well work in your favor sometimes. Oof.
Although I do stand by, I will die on the hill of if you get cancelled, it will make your Twitch career.
I mean, shit, Streisand effect, yeah. Except it's not really the Streisand effect in that case. It's just, now suddenly people are aware of you.
Because a lot of people will want to come and find out for themselves why and what and how and when. And suddenly your name is on a lot of lips.
There's a certain mindset that says that there is no such thing as bad press.
Yes.
And in fact, not that this is a bad person, but someone was nominated in the Streamer Awards as a VTuber that a lot of people were like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then now that person had one of the largest like viewerships on Twitch in a long time in playing Arc Raiders.
Mm.
And at least like no, not one of the excuse me, not one of the largest followings. They were for a moment the most watched channel on Twitch. They're not like Kai Cenat areas or even those other channels that set these records. But like for a moment, they were, the hot shit, and they kind of still are because now everyone's talking about them. Like, who the fuck is this?
It's all it takes, isn't it? It's one little fluke, and then suddenly you're somebody.
Not the kind of person that I would watch, but yeah. I saw a brief snippet of what it is they do, and I'm like, okay, I could see why they would have been nominated for the big streamer awards as a VTuber. Even though there are plenty of other people who are VTubers that have been in the space that are probably more of what people would think of as a VTuber, but didn't get whatever this person has.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the power of luck and timing. That's so much of what it is. You can have all the right stuff and have horrible timing and just fail to launch. Or you can have the right timing and none of the luck and fail to launch. Success is where preparation meets luck / opportunity. So, or whatever that saying is, where there is amount of luck, but you've got to be ready and prepared to act on the opportunity when it comes up.
That's it, isn't it? It's being able to take that opportunity, because they say opportunity does knock, and it does, but when it knocks, you've got to be ready for it, and it's the being ready for... Oh, it's you up there. So
yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, and streaming tends to be pickled. Yeah, exactly. Two streamers can do the exact same things and have vastly different results. Yeah, exactly. But you just have to be ready to capitalize on it in that moment, and and that's where the preparation comes in.
That's also a lot of where the authenticity comes in as well, because. Like,
yes.
I remember we touched on this last time about when you're not authentic, people can pick up on it and it's easy to burn out from, etc., etc., etc. And then when that opportunity does knock, if you're not being completely authentic, you may be having a day where you're like, actually, I don't want to be somebody else today. I want to be me on stream, and then suddenly you're not playing the part that you're usually playing, and the opportunity just misses you because of silly things like that.
Yep. Yeah, because then people see, you might suddenly get a bunch of people that are like, but I liked what I saw that one time, and that's not what I'm seeing all the time now, so therefore I'm going to go back to what I knew before. It can be challenging, and then that works both ways. It can be like, oh, I liked what I saw originally, and now it's changed or something. Again, it's fickle, as Meg says. But the idea of the serious VTuber lore, yeah, it's kind of fun, yeah. But realistically, that can add so much. It can add a lot, yeah, because you have to then. For me, like, I would have to really like internalize that so much, and there are certain days where I'm like, I don't feel like do it, like putting up this facade today, I'm surprised that I do as well with the Red the Panda facade as I do, mostly because it is like largely me, with just little bits mixed in. But even then, like, it's much more chaotic than I usually am. And sometimes I'm amazed at how easily I slip into that, and how hard it is to not slip into that when I'm on stream. Like, that's why Friday, I was on call, a little bit under the weather. I'm still, taking ibuprofen to help with, things. But, like, I knew, like, if I stream TCG Card Shop Simulator on Friday, it is going to be more chaotic than I can handle. because there's just no, for me in that game, saying we're going to take it easy. It is absolute chaos.
There's some games that you can be absolutely chill with, and then there's some games that they bring out the
Yeah.
worst in everyone.
And then it's funny that I ended up in Critter Cove, which is another mildly chaotic game for me. Should have played Bookshop Simulator. That's a chill one.
Oh yeah, Bookshop. I've forgotten about that.
And I tested it and it works. Like it does not have the
Nice.
visual glitches. So yeah, I need to. I made the semi mistake of posting about it on Blue Sky because I've caught the attention of some like reply guys popping in and saying like, "Well, you should do this or do that." I'm like, I don't think you guys understand how little I want to like put effort into this. I just want it to work. And I'm like, well, okay, so I could crack open the laptop and look and see what I'm dealing with on the inside, except for the fact that I can't figure out how to get the damn case off the thing. The model mode is real. Yeah, you hop on. Once you're personifying the model, it becomes a thing. It's like the pink hair with Monday, yeah. But like, that's what I was doing immediately before you pinged me. Is I was trying to take the back case off of the laptop, but again, got all the screws off. Just couldn't figure out how to get the case off. It's stuck on there a little too well.
Perhaps that's part of your problem.
Yeah, yeah. I think I need a little woosher to stick in there and pry it off.
That's not a wizard, that's a zhuzher.
A zhuzher. I need a zhuzher to stick in there and pry it off. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
There's just so much to streaming that you couldn't possibly. We could sit here all day and discuss theories and possibilities
Yeah.
and yet
And,
tomorrow
and
we'll be saying completely opposite, you know?
yeah. Because like it's all whatever works in the moment, and that moment is so brief. It may repeat itself, but and also take everything I say with a grain of salt, because you can go and look at what numbers I've had. they are not all that impressive. They're not horrible. I'm very happy with them, but they are not impressive. There are lots better people that you could listen to. But at the same time, though, what worked for them might not work for you. In fact, it probably won't.
If you can guarantee anything, it is that it probably won't work. Because there is no secret formula, unfortunately.
Exactly. Yeah. Like for a while, this streamer that you know of and we both enjoy, Bald Zebra. That's someone who I'm like, oh, I feel like we once upon a time sort of existed in the same space, because he plays a lot of survival builders, and that was a genre that I was in a lot more at once upon a time. But at the same time, though, his approach to it is so very different than mine that like it does not overlap, because he takes his own personal approach to it is very like building centric, and also he has the time and the space to commit to streaming, full-time streaming hours, and just his whole in general personality lends itself more to the kind of content that he creates and the kind of audience that he's built up. So it's like, while I do play the same kind of games and enjoyed living in the same sort of game genre, there's really not a direct overlap as I once thought there might have been. So trying to replicate things that he had done didn't work for me, because again, I don't bring that specific type of approach to it.
Do you know? I found out recently. I don't know how I didn't know this, but Bald Zebra actually follows me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
I was quite impressed with myself, I must say.
Nice. I suspect from one of the times that you raided into him, he was like, "Yeah, drop you a follow." I recall at least one time where there was actually a bit of a conversation to be had betwixt the two of you. That was very, very nice, and it seemed like he liked the fact that the tea queen, if you will.
I don't remember that.
I would imagine that spurred him to be like, I would like to see more of this person, or something.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
not to name drop
Not
or
expecting to
anything,
remember that
but
kind of stuff. Yeah,
my
I know.
pal Z is actually my pal Z. So
Don't expect to remember that kind of detail all the time. That's just one that has stuck into my head. Betwixt, yes, the betwixt. Such a lovely word. I have to
yeah,
go back
I
and look
actually
my headphone on my ear or not.
I saw it on, actually of all places, Twitch tracker. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then I went through my list and I was like, oh shit, he actually does.
There he is. Yeah, because Twitch tracker will tell you like, oh, who are the famous followers of this account, right? What partners follow you that or accounts of a certain number, you know. I have my two, and I'm proud of both of them. Thank you.
I have my two and I am proud of one of them.
Oh shit! Oh, is the other one?
Yeah,
The other, okay. They still have an account. What the hell?
I can't get rid of it.
Yeah. It's better not to try, because then suddenly you'll have 0 followers and just, whoops. One of mine is not Bald Zebra. That's not a comparison. It's just one of those. Just in case you're wondering, no, it is not.
And I am not. I am proud of Bald Zebra, not the other one.
Yeah. I'm not gonna name drop them. I'm just mentioning because it just has 2 people listed there. I did. Oh my god, I did have someone. Just random stories. I did have someone that I follow on Blue Sky and talk to it, and then I realized oh yeah, they're actually a really big well-known artist in the furry space. Just randomly pop into my stream one day. I didn't realize who it was at the time, and I'm glad I didn't, because that way I didn't treat them any differently. But they didn't follow, and I'm like, oh, you didn't follow me though? You didn't like what I do enough to follow me? I know.
Maybe it's because you didn't treat them any differently, though, because some people can get funny about that, can't they?
It could be. I'm just happy that they came in and spent a little bit of time, and I'm just like, but honestly, sometimes it is like that too. I have no idea about this person. It's just I recognize the name and then went, oh my god, that was them.
Yeah, some people can get a bit. That's another thing, isn't it? When it's clearly gone to their head. And they're like, what do you mean? I've come in here and everyone's not kissing my feet.
I know.
It's like, because no one actually knows who you are, dude.
Yeah. Check your ego at the door. It doesn't get you that far around here.
That's something that blows my mind. Is America, you can I think I was talking to Skelly once, and he was like, yeah, it'd take me at least a day, if not 2, to drive to the closest beach. I was like, I am within walking distance.
Yeah, from where I remember Skelly being approximately, yes. Yeah, it's a trek and a half to get to a decent beach. There was a trend on TikTok a little bit ago of apparently people not believing that the United States is as big as it actually is, and that it's more of just Americans' ego coming into play. And I'm like, okay, so the American ego, yes, there is some of that, although I think that that's a bit blown out of proportion, if I do say so myself, as you know, egotistical red pan on the internet.
As an American.
Yeah, but the whole idea of oh, I don't believe this, geographically based map, because I don't think America is really that big. No, it's fucking huge. And then just one of the old expat Brits living in America, defending us and talking about. He's like, no, driving 4 hours, is normal for Americans, and there's certain states you can drive for 12 hours in a straight line and still be in the same state. Never mind anywhere a different country, you're still in the same state. Now, granted, there's only 2 or 3 technically, I think, that fall into that category, but still, yeah. and then just like mapping out like, all right, here is this road trip in Europe or train trip because y'all have trains. That's fantastic. Even in mainland Europe, going from like this side of Europe to this side, and how many countries you cross. And like, all right, and now we're gonna show you how like you barely scratch some of the surface of getting across the United States with that exact same distance in kilometers.
Kilometers.
And I could drive 13 hours and get to not like maybe a third of the way across going west. Like it's 8 hours to Northeast Ohio. And then if I go another 4 hours from there, I would still be in Ohio. Or I would be like at the
Wow.
western border of Ohio. And Ohio is very much, it's considered Midwest, but like it's really still east.
That's another thing, isn't it? Like streaming at an age, because there is there's a lot of youngins and there's a lot of not youngins.
Yes.
And it's like, when do you stop? Am I gonna be, if I make it that long, 80 years old and still playing Stardew? Like,
I mean I hope I'm still playing Stardew at 80. Yeah. Although honestly, there was some like grandma VTuber that had like a pretty generic in the sense of like you could just find this model. It was a cat model, and she was doing great for herself. This was a couple of years ago that I remember seeing her. I don't even remember the name, so I couldn't name drop if I wanted to. But I'm like, yeah, I hope I am, you know, many years. That's what I figure we have, like us older folk have over the youngins, is we have staying power. Because their lives are going to change drastically several times in the next couple of years, right? If they're in high school, they're going to go to college. If they're in college, they're going to go out and get a job. Whereas we are established in our lives and we have our routines. And yeah, there's always the opportunity for things to get sort of mixed up and thrown around, whatever. But like we kind of know where we're going to be, so we have a certain level of predictability in our lives.
that's very true.
So yeah, we could continue to be here.
And
Look at the
as we get
back.
older, we'll only stream more because we will retire quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
So
In
you got
in
things to
theory,
look
there will be a
forward to with
return.
us. Like,
Yeah,
you enjoying this content? Well, give me 20 more years and you'll have more of it. Like,
yeah, exactly. This is what I'll be to do, so I'm not just going insane in my retirement age. I need to get that 70-30 split so my retirement looks better.
I go back and forth on my audio all the time. It's just one of those things
Always.
that you're never going to stop fiddling with, isn't it?
Nope. Nope. Even I'm like, is this a good level that I have? Even nowadays, after I've spent so many times deep diving, it's like, am I happy with it? Is it good? I'm always worried now that I'm my mic is too hot right now. I'm worried that I'm always going to get blown out in the audio.
Yeah.
Which if you're listening, the microphone I'm using now is not the mic that I use when I stream. I'm actually on a headset on a laptop in a living room, so I'm not even on my stream PC at all.
It is a very good headset, I must say.
I did some research because I used to have another one, and I did a collab with some people joining out here, and I'm like, I don't like the way I sound. So I was like, I need to find a headset that I know sounds good, because that's kind of part of, I mean, as a streamer, that's one of your biggest pieces is what you sound like.
Yeah, I want to get a new headset. Mine's a little bit old and crumbly now, and I keep looking at different things. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't I just go in a shop and start recording my voice with them all? And
I
it's,
know. Like I can share the one I'm using, but again, it's the budget's not for everybody.
yeah,
So it's not super expensive, but it's also not cheap.
I keep looking at Steel Series.
Steel Series is pretty good. This one is a Sennheiser, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna take it off and look at the top. Nope, incorrect. This is an Audio Technica.
Oh yeah, I was looking at some of those.
Audio Technica is pretty good, yeah.
I've got
Because I was looking for like what's a good USB mic that has great sound and
I've got
headset mic.
Corsair something or other.
Corsair can be good, yeah.
Great for audio. The mic I don't remember being too bad, but I don't use it now, so I couldn't tell you. Even if I wanted to, I don't remember. I'm sure I could dig up an old clip or something, but
Yeah. Monday shared. I'll talk about it here because I've been trying to think of a way to respond. In my Discord, Monday shared a really interesting looking. Again, this is not a budget mic. This is like a $600 mic. That is that's like meant to like replace a $3,000 mic. That looked really interesting, and I'm like, I was wondering like, oh, I did a bunch of research recently around. Does the mic that I use for streaming, do I need to get another piece of hardware for it in order to make it work? And read so much about like the microphone and how it picks up and the room and if the room's treated. Then I was wondering like I don't remember the terminology that was all used, but I'm like I wonder how this mic would do in my very untreated space that I stream in. That the mic that I use the SM7B, which is a very cliched mic. But I realized it actually works really well for my space because of the way that it does pick up and it needs so much gain that it actually works pretty well in untreated spaces. So it's like, oh, cool. And I was just, oh, I wonder, but I didn't, that's the extent of my story. I just wondered and then stopped. 3 things left. We're getting there.
I'm very much considering buying a Portal as well.
I love the idea of a handheld gaming system, but I know me and I never actually use them. I've got the Steam Deck that will occasionally get use in very niche ways, but then it just kind of sits there. Which is why one of the things I'm considering as a mitigation, as an alternative for the gaming laptop being in a weird state right now is like just pulling the Steam Deck back there and gaming off the Steam Deck. And streaming from that, because I've got a dock that I could that it's plugged into mostly to keep it charged. That would do everything I needed to do, so I could just like stream from that instead. But like what I find usually hinders me with the handheld gaming is they make my neck hurt.
I didn't like the Switch. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I've got like a Switch, and I bought a Switch too, mostly because I just wanted a Switch too. But like. It's not been used much since I got it. And even then I use it in the docked mode. Yeah, the handheld gaming just hurts me more than anything else, and it's sad.
Yeah, I do worry. This is what puts me off the Portal, because that's also on Black Friday at the
neck
moment.
pain. Yeah.
Like, if I didn't like the Switch, am I really going to like the Portal?
My advice is always be really practical about how you're going to use it. Like, think about like the physicality of how you're going to play with it, and if stuff like that. Yeah, I know Monday agrees with the neck pain and stuff. Yeah, like because I see like TikTok shows me these little mini handheld things, and I'm like, oh my god, those look so cool. It's a little fun gadget, right? With all these retro games on it. It's such a like ooh gamer's wet dream, but then it's like okay, will I actually play this?
I bought one and it's come out the box once.
Yeah, like it'll sit there and it'll not be used. So that's one area. I don't
actually know where it is either.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm not always good about this stuff, but that's one area where I have been good about. Like, yeah, I know that I'm not actually going to use this. Sage is over there imitating me, and it's fantastic. She does such a great job of it. Okay, I'm gonna take us back a conversation, if you don't mind.
Well, maybe I do mind.
Well, that's that just be like, no, Red, I reject your conversation and substitute my own. You had mentioned that you were looking into a microphone and they had an interface or a kind of thing, kind of like the Wave XLR or Stump thing, and this was on the which one? Remind me which device this was based off of.
The for fine microphone.
The five fine stuff. Okay, interesting. I just think that's I don't know. I like that idea. That's kind of cool. I
I'll
haven't looked into those myself, but
I will send you a link. It does look quite good actually, I must say. Uh,
yeah.
it's been a thing for quite some time now actually. When I first got in the before, when I first
Yeah.
got this microphone, it was not long after that it came out and became a thing. Someone I used to follow actually got one from the company because they were quite hard to get hold of at first. Got gifted one, and I was like, "Oh, what do you think?" And they were like, "Yeah, I like it. Will I use it? I don't know." But and then the more it went on, they actually used it quite a bit, and then ended up upgrading to like a Shure with a XLR and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, they actually quite liked it in the end, and I'm like, why not add one more thing?
Yeah, like it gives you a lot more control. It adds complexity certainly, and that's interesting. Yeah, I'd love it if you could send me the link or pick a random Discord and post it there. Because while I'm not immediately looking, I always like to keep an eye on what's going on in that space. So
And it's very affordable as well, if I remember rightly.
yeah,
It's like the affordable option of the Wave Go XLR.
I'm gonna pick a Discord. I'll get found. It'll be best. Yeah, exactly. Have heard good things about. Yeah, Five Fine seems like it's pretty good, especially if it's in the affordable space too. I think there's need for that.
Yeah, I
Oh my
must
god, yeah,
say,
more mics with the giant glaring mute buttons. Yes.
I do really like my microphone. Is it the best out there? No. Does it do the job?
Right.
Yes. And it does it
And
well for its price range, you know?
yeah, exactly. And that's honestly what you need is it works for you. I mean, so much of it is going to be the personal preference and experience and everything.
It's it took a little bit of fiddling with to get it to sound how I wanted it to sound. It's still not quite there, but
Yeah.
I think with a little bit
Yeah.
more fiddling it could be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, so much of audio is going to be like you're gonna have to fiddle with it. You're gonna have to learn a little bit about audio, just to be a bit of an amateur audio engineer. In my opinion, now that it's not impossible to do.
I just never gave it enough attention, to be honest, to make it sound how I wanted it to sound, but I definitely think it's capable of sounding that way.
Yeah, Meg lucked out with a headset. Oh, if you can if you can find a good headset, or even just get lucky with what it sounds like, then that's most of your job right there. And speaking of like good old mute buttons, who's saying mute buttons? Oh, yeah, or mute pedal or something. I really liked. I kind of missed on the Wave XLR. The back side of the device had like a touch sensor that was the mute button. So it was unfortunate. It was sometimes a little too fidgety, but you could just very easily go over and just give it a little tap on the back of it
That's what I
and
like about
mute
my
your microphone.
microphone. It's on the top. It's just a very light little touch and you can mute. And it's got a little
Yeah.
green light that goes red to tell you that you've muted. It's very
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
to just...
Very good and clear, feedback, But when I switched over to the Beacon Studio for the XLR portion, it's now a very clunky click that is on. That is very easy to turn the volume of the headset. So I no longer mute through that. I actually now just rely entirely on OBS. And having my source muted in certain scenes based off of, I don't remember how I do it. Probably something in StreamerBot that says it's muted or it's not muted. Whereas I don't even touch the microphone interface now if I can avoid it because that button is so clunky.
Mm.
Oh yeah, a foot pedal. Yeah, I've been intrigued.
I've toyed with the idea.
Elgato has a foot pedal, like a dual or 2 button or 3 button foot pedal that has always intrigued me. But I don't have the space under my desk for it because that's me. You know me. I love whatever buttons and gadgets and things I can get.
I've toyed with the idea of foot pedals. Do I
Yeah.
have a use for it? Not really. Do I want one still? Absolutely.
Yeah. This one streamer that I used to watch from time to time, he was also based in Brooklyn, but he had a much nicer setup. Had the foot pedals as part of its many things. I mean, this guy had like 11 cameras or I don't know some ridiculous amount of cameras in his space and had a little drum part of his basement as a corner of it. He like owned a brownstone or something, and so his basement was his streaming setup, and had just oh my god, his setup just makes me so jealous. Mostly because of the amount of space he had to dedicate to it, as well as just the number of cameras, the everything around it, and all that stuff. But as a streamer himself, he was okay. I mostly just
But
watched him
it's
because
set
like, oh
up
my god, I love your
phenomenal.
setup. Yeah, yeah. The setup was great. I just want to be like, so we're in the same town. Can I just come and steal your setup? I mean,
Can
I
I
mean,
just play
see
for
it.
a little while?
I know, right?
That's that's something else I say a lot. Is like you say the streamer is okay, but his setup was something else. Like the bells
Yeah.
and whistles a stream does not make. You know,
Uh
you
huh. Yeah,
can
exactly.
you can have all the noises and gadgets and gizmos that you want, but at the end of the day, if you
Yeah.
can't stream without those things, then you are not a
Y-
streamer.
yeah. Like he was very. I mean, he's very charismatic and entertaining. It really was like personal preference of content, most of it. But at the same time, like I remember I followed him briefly on Twitter at the time to give an idea of how long ago it was. And he was going through some of those struggles of losing audience and stuff. And it's like, yeah, you're like a neat trick to watch from time to time. But unfortunately, like yeah, as far as long term engaging content though, maybe not so much. But
And
but
before
but
anyone
but
thinks I'm a bitch for saying that, in the before, I,
yeah.
a long time ago now, I had nothing except for me and a PlayStation, and I've come relatively far from that, but I'm still playing on the PlayStation.
Yeah, just now you're streaming on you go through a laptop.
But I like to think that I can say things like that because I was once I had no bells, I had no whistles, and
Yeah,
the best you got was I'm gonna stand up, walk to the kitchen, and make a cup of tea. Like
yeah.
there was not even an overlay at one point.
I do think yeah, like if the streamers that'll last the longest, I think, but then again, this is also me talking. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. That like if you can stand on your own without the bells and whistles, then that's where you're gonna find the most sustainable success.
Yeah,
Although like you can find some success for a little while with the bells and whistles. And that's okay. If that's your thing and you're okay with that, then that's okay. Oh,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with bells and whistles. I'm just saying
yeah.
don't
And
rely on your bells and whistles. You know.
don't rely on it. Yes. Like I was playing Half-Life 2, which is an older game and one that I've played a lot off stream in my own life. And then I had someone come in and like their first message was, "Oh, when you play this game, you need to do these settings, play at this difficulty." Like how long have you even been here and you're just immediately going to come in and start telling me like from a technical level how to play the game and then from a difficulty level how to play the game.
Yeah.
And I kind of like did my snarky going off on them of like, you know, is this something like this long set of technical instructions? Do you have this just in a notepad note somewhere? Do you just come into streams and copy and paste this all the time? Like, is this how you normally engage? And they left before that. Like part of me did want answers, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not really asking for answers. I'm just saying you're not being a good viewer on Twitch.
I
And they
know,
ran away.
like, it ended up being horseshit, but that person on YouTube that was like, oh, by the way, I'm the first person you come across in this game. Why? Why? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I know. And then I want to be like, okay, but I came across no one in that game. And then Monday, yeah, everyone deserves to play how they want to. Yeah, that's the thing that really gets me too. Is like, there's nobody in the game like. This was Manifold Garden. Like, there's no other characters in the game other than just you and the world. Like, what are you talking about? Are you
That's
even paying attention to what I'm playing?
that's like me going up to people streaming Copycat and being like, oh, by the way, I'm in this
Yeah.
game and you can find me
Uh,
here. Like,
yeah, in what is a very spoilery scene, if you were to tell people where to
yeah.
find you.
I, I've never kept my mouth shut about Copycat, but I have never specifically said where you can find me.
Yeah, and you should be very happy and share that you're in Copycat because that's really fucking cool.
How do
Okay,
you find your stream teams?
that is a really good looking question. I'm glad you asked. Let me not answer it. Okay, so
Thanks, love you, bye.
I know that if you haven't caught on that's a really good looking question. Is my way of I'm not going to answer that. No, I will answer this one. Okay, so I've sort of avoided saying the actual teams I'm on, but I'll go ahead because I'm here. I'm a guest. And you probably don't mind. So I found Eldenwood through Blue Sky, partly because Eldenwood being the stream team that is 30 and older VTubers, and I just happened to find myself in the right spot at the right time with my Elder VTuber starter pack. In fact, I think part of the reason that Eldenwood is named Eldenwood is because I said, hey, yeah, I have this starter pack, Elder Streamers, and I think that influenced the name a little tiny bit. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. So that one started off, and I was like, yeah, it's a good fit, this stream team, and then my goals of, promoting uh, older VTubers, which God, 30 and older, that's not older by any stretch, but in the VTubing space, it is. So I found that one through Blue Sky. The Twitch Creators Club for VTubers, I want to say I either found it through Blue Sky as well, through a post that was shared around, or it could have just been through one of the other Discords that I was on. But I found that, and then again, that was just a standard like you show up, you prove to them that you are in fact the streamer you claim you are, which is just here's my Twitch. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And then once you're in the sort of Twitch Creator Club space, you can join any of the teams that are there. I don't think they even care at that point if you meet the criteria for them. I've just not branched out because I'm like, I'm fine with just being in the VTuber one. So there's that. And then I found furries on Twitch by just, I think, through watching some of the larger furry VTubers, and then eventually like going out to raids with them, because a lot of the bigger ones, there might be one that is actually a member, but a lot of the bigger ones are not members, or at least they don't have it as their main stream team. So I think I found it through eventually. I sat in on a raid and saw someone was like, "Oh, there's this stream team out here," and so I kind of like lurked and looked into it, and then eventually after a while said, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and try to join. And then I think I've talked a little bit in spaces around the ordeal that was actually getting uh, properly fully invited to the stream team for furries on Twitch. But yeah, that was just through being on Twitch. I eventually found out about them. That said, I have spent some time through Sully Gnome. You can look at a streamer and see what stream teams they are on. And you can also see data about stream teams on Sully Gnome. So if you're just wanting to be like, what's out there, you can like team stalk people through Sully Gnome and then go to that page and find people. I don't think it tells you who like is in charge, but you can definitely get to, because every stream team has their team page on Twitch,
Yeah.
which is whatever information the person in charge wants to put. It has a list of all members that are sorted by view count, including you can just straight up lurk people's streams from within there. So you can always do that, and some choose, and again, it's whatever they choose to put. Some choose to put information on how you join, others don't, depending on their own personal preference of the team itself. So you can also find teams that way. Or the mystical magical have someone recruit you for it, which has not yet happened to me, and
No.
I'm not holding my breath.
I don't think I've ever come across someone being recruited for a stream team. Usually, the most common thing I've heard of is like they open up applications. And
Yeah.
you just put your hat in the ring.
I've heard of a few situations. No one I personally know, but like I want to say I've heard of a few people getting like, yeah, I was approached by the leader of this stream team and asked to join it and said, yeah, sure. There it is.
Hey.
Huzzah, we did it.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.